Hi, everybody. This is Eileen with EileenGoesLean-VSG. I'm coming to you today on January 24th, 2018, and I'm coming to you for my 1 year post-op update. It is my 1 year surgiversary. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on January 24th, 2017 at Roger Williams Medical Center with Dr. Pohl here in Providence, Rhode Island. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you came to join me and chat about this stuff for a little while. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and for following the journey. So where are we? So we're 1 year out. So as of this morning, my weight is 206.8. 206.8. Since my all-time high on Halloween of 2016, I've lost 152.2 pounds, 152.2, and since surgery, it is 115 115 pounds even. Since last time I came to you, I've only lost 0.2 pounds, and I think I came to you 2 weeks ago, but I've really been sick for 2 weeks. And so I've really been sick for 3 weeks. I'm better now, but I was really out of commission for a couple of weeks. And so I don't know if that had anything to do with my weight. There was one day I actually gained 1.8 pounds, and I know that I did not eat 1.8 pounds worth of calories. I know that. So, I don't know. So the weight's just kind of hanging in there, and I think it could be because I had been sick. But it's okay. It's all okay. When I think about how far I've come in the last year or in the last 15 months, it's unbelievable. And it's all due to a lot of hard work, a lot of making sure my head's in the right place, and of course, the surgery, the tool of the VSG. So I've just gone through the stats, and I want to just talk a little bit about how I'm feeling 1 year out. First of all, I can't believe it's been a year. It seems, in some ways, it seems like it was so long ago, and in other ways, it seems like it was just a few weeks ago. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. Um, so, I don't really know what to say about that. But, kind of how I'm feeling 1 year later is that I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful that I had the surgery and that I had the courage to go through with it and that I've had the strength to stick with it and continue down the path of being a good patient and being very compliant and doing what I'm supposed to do. And I would say that by now, most of it is habit. Most of it's habit. Most of it's what I know I need to do and what I do, and kind of how I conduct myself. So I kind of had a test this past weekend. I went to an event called Quilt Away, which is where a whole bunch of women go away together for a weekend and quilt. And I have been participating in Quilt Away, and we go to Cape Cod in January, which is actually kind of nice because there's not a lot of people there. It's cold. There's not a lot of people there, but it's still the Cape, and so it's cheap to go there, and it's just nice. It's nice to go there. And so there were probably 6 of us that started this Quilt Away. I didn't start it, but I was one of the original people that went. And we probably started it, we're trying to think, but probably 15 years ago, and it started with 6 people or so. And now it's probably over 40 people that go to this. And it's from Friday morning till Sunday afternoon, and it's down the Cape. And so I hadn't been in a couple of years because last year at the weekend of Quilt Away was the weekend just before my surgery. And I was not comfortable going away, knowing I was going to have surgery on Tuesday and I was on the liquid diet and all of that. So I didn't go. And the year before, I didn't go, frankly, because my knees were so bad. I was so heavy and my knees were so bad, I knew I couldn't physically really do it. And the hotel we go to does not have an elevator, and we sew down in this big conference room that's on the lowest level of the hotel, and then the bedrooms are the rooms we stay in are on the first floor, which is up a huge flight of stairs, or the second floor, which you'd have to go up 2 flights of stairs. So there's a lot of stairs and there's a lot of physical activity associated with the weekend, and 2 years ago I couldn't go. So the last time I went was 2015. and I was preparing at that point for our son's wedding, and I was on ideal protein at that time, so I was very careful with what I ate and all of that. But it was a completely different experience than this time. So when I went this time, I was very concerned because one thing quilters like to do is eat. And you get all these people in a room for all these days, and people bring all kinds of food. And there's kind of two rooms. So one is a big function room that all the tables are set up in, and then there's an adjoining room that we have some round tables set up in, and there's a big long table across the whole back of the room where people bring food. And I sort of had a trigger, and I was thinking about it as we were driving down to the Cape, that I kind of have a trigger where quilt away to me is synonymous with eating. And in the past, I've done a lot of eating there, a real lot of eating. And people bring just all kinds of stuff. They almost showcase their stuff. So there's, baked goods and candy and food in crock pots and dips and chips and stuff and stuff and stuff. There's always a ton of food left over, and there's always a ton of food. So as we were driving down, I was thinking, how am I going to handle this? What am I going to do? Because I can't eat it, but yet it's going to be in my face, and how do I handle it? So I would say that the not old, but the new lifestyle kind of kicked in. And so I went with a friend of mine, and I went down together. And so we got there and we got settled, and then we went out to lunch, and we had a late lunch, early dinner. And this was actually her idea, and it was a great idea. We ordered a salad off the menu at the restaurant we went to, and we split the salad. And then we ordered a burger off the menu, and we split the burger. And it was perfect for me, and it was perfect for her, actually, because, she's trying to, she's on Weight Watchers now. So it was perfect for her, and that's what we ate that night. And I never went into the room with the food the first night we were there. That was Friday night. I never went into that room. Actually, I'm lying. I did go into the room because there was a vendor there that was selling notions. And so that was in that same room, but it was on a different wall. And so I checked out the notions wall. I didn't buy anything. Yay me. And then I went back to my station, and I never went back in that room. So also at this hotel, they have a breakfast that's completely carb laden. The only thing at the breakfast that's not full of carbs is the hard boiled eggs, but everything else they do, they make waffles. They have a waffle station and bagels and muffins and all that kind of stuff, and juice and coffee and all of that. So what I did was I brought my usual breakfast that I have, and I ate up in the room. I had my breakfast, which was my egg, my cheese, and my ham. And I ate that in the room, and I never went downstairs for breakfast. I didn't go down until breakfast was over. And even though I could smell the waffles up in the room, I never went down, so that was good. Saturday, we did the same thing with the splitting of the salad, and that worked out, and the burger, and that worked out perfectly. We did that a little earlier, though, in the day. And then at nighttime, we got a pizza, which I just ate the top off a couple slices of pizza, and I was good. And Sunday I had a shake for breakfast because by then my ham and stuff had it. So I just had a shake for breakfast, which was fine. And then I ate kind of normally once I got home. I had sort of my normal stuff, and I was home Sunday because the Patriots were playing, and I had to be home early for the Patriots game on Sunday. So I got through the weekend with no problem. I did have one thing that I shouldn't have had, or that wasn't on plan. I shouldn't say I shouldn't have had it. It wasn't on plan. Someone made gingerbread from scratch, which was to die for. And she made it in a loaf pan. And so I had half of a slice from the loaf pan. And I had it, and I ate it, and I loved it, and it was good. And that's the only thing I had all weekend that wasn't on plan. And I was at quilt shops, and I was at places. One quilt shop we went to, by the register, they had this dish of Hershey Kisses, the dark chocolate ones and the regular ones. And I was standing at the register for quite some time because the woman was pretty slow that was taking care of us, and we had all kinds of fabric and whatever. And I could just smell it. And I consciously said, you could have one or two, and the calories aren't going to hurt you. That's fine. But it's the aftermath. It's the once I go back to the room, once I'm back at the quilt away, once I'm faced with the table of candy and cookies and brownies and all of that, after having had Hershey Kisses, I might not have been able to say no to them. And as we know, yes, the sleeve places a restriction on what we can eat and drink, but you can just wait a little bit in between each time and you could just keep eating, which is how people have regained and how we have problems. So I didn't have the Hershey Kisses even though I could smell them. Anyway, that's my story. So anyway, I didn't mean to go into so much detail on Quilt Away, but I feel like that's a non-scale victory for me, getting through that weekend and coming back and actually weighing less than when I left. So I feel like that's a really, really good thing. The other update I wanted to give, which I haven't given in a while, and you certainly can't tell from how I look right now, but my hair is growing back. And I'm still using my fake hair, which nobody knows. Although I tell everybody, nobody knows. So I roomed with my friend who's seen me, probably every week or every couple of weeks for the last 6 or 8 months that I've been wearing this fake hair. And when we were going to bed, I took my hair off, and she had no idea I had fake hair. She had no idea. She thought it was real. Love it. But anyway, my hair is growing back, and you can see this straggly stuff here. You can really see it right here. So this is about an inch or an inch and a half, and per my hairdresser, it's all coming back, which is great. And eventually it will fill in and all of that. I just wear it up like this because I think it looks cute and it doesn't show any spots that don't have hair. And so, I just wear it up because I like it. And again, I turned around and you saw it. I think it looks cute and it's fine and it's easy and I don't have to worry about it and it kind of looks the same every day. And that's good. I like it. So the hair is coming back. I feel like I'm in a routine. I feel like I know what I have to do. I just brought food home for dinner for my husband and I take out. Brought him a pizza, got some potato skins, and I put two potato skins on my plate. I know they're full of carbs, but they also had cheese protein. And anyway, I put two on my plate, and I ate one and part of the other one, and I was done. I'm leaving food on my plate. This is new. This is new. This is not who I was before. I would have always had a clean plate before, and I don't do that anymore. So I feel like I've made strides. I've made progress. Clothes are fitting better. I think I need to go get a new bra fitting because my bras, I think, are too big now. I went down another size in underwear and I actually bought the smaller size underwear. um, I've got a pair of shoes on today, which is kind of crazy. They're Dance Go shoes that were very expensive that I bought in 2010, and they never really fit. They always hurt my feet. And I've been wearing them the last week everywhere, and they're so comfortable and they feel great. And I know it's because I've lost so much weight that now even my shoes feel better. So there's just so many positive things about the last year, including the spot in my head. Um, I still don't think I'm thin. I'm not thin. I still don't see myself as others see me, I don't think, because I had a lot of people at Quilt Away comment about how good I looked. And I kind of took one for the team and I told people that I had surgery, but then I went on to tell them about the 6 months of preparation and about that not one part of this is easy. And I talked all about how it impacts your whole life and about what you can eat and what you can do. And it impacts your life in terms of things that you give up. But on the flip side, there are so many things that you get. For example, just being able to be healthier and being able to move around and being able to run around. One other thing I mentioned that I had a roommate this past weekend, and she commented that she didn't hear me snore once. And why is that? My sleep apnea is gone. And why is that? Because I lost 152 pounds. So it's all good. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back next week or every couple of weeks. I'm not sure now that I've hit my 1 year, but I will be back. And in the meantime, I say peace and love to you all. If you have any questions, please leave them please leave them in the comments and I'll respond. And I say peace and love to all. If you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe. Hope you all have a great week and we'll talk soon.